So, this time around I want to be talking about the missions and puzzles that are now currently in the early access version of Oil Sheik, but I'm not sure, they're probably not live yet, but doesn't really matter. I will just show you what's going on here. There's not that many. Well, there's quite a bunch of missions here, and there's even more and even more. I'll pick just one, but there's a total of 11 missions and 4 puzzles for now. I will just start with a puzzle to explain what's going on, because those are the ones that are probably going to be in the demo version. So yeah, in a puzzle, first of all, before you may want to watch this, you probably want to check out the tutorial video that I just did. It explains a little bit about the core gameplay, so you probably want to watch that. But so I just assume now that you already know a little bit about the basics. So you kind of can a little bit compare it with like the chess puzzles that you know, like you get a certain chessboard, and there's like several, like a queen and a king and pawns and stuff on the board, and then you have to find how you can checkmate in like the best possible way. That's sort of what I think should be the end goal here. I'm still in early access, obviously, but I think the puzzles are, some of them are definitely quite good, and I'm just showing you one of them that's now. Well, sort of, it's a little bit different, of course, it's not chess, but we have a sort of a primary objective here, and the primary objective is we need to make 15,000 in dividends, and then the other 2 objectives are, or bonus stars, basically bonus objectives, is to make as much money as possible. So it's either 250,000 or 475,000, but we only have 5 turns, similar to chess, you know, like 5 turns to actually do this. So I'm starting the game here so you can see what's going on. We get this predefined map. We also get a bunch of cards here. There's companies already created, they're already on the map, and there's sort of a dummy AI that has no money in it, so while he does place tiles on the board himself, and I think it does it mostly, for most part, it does it almost the same. This might be depending on the mode of the AI. It can be an easy, well, you know, the easier puzzles have like an easy AI, and the harder puzzles will have a better AI in it. So this one is just an easy puzzle. It's an easy AI, so it'll mostly play the same. And we have a bunch of tiles here. So our goal is now here, what we want to do, we have 100,000 in cash. We have these companies, but we first have to place a tile, and we have to figure out how to reach these goals. So I'm just showing you what, and letting you know what I'm thinking, so you can see sort of what's going on here. So the first part is, I see we can sort of create a merger here, right? By placing this, we can merge these companies together. When we look at the stock price, this one is 2022 and Maple Leaf is 38. So what will happen is Maple Leaf will take over Mexican, and we'll have to check in what company we want to invest in. We can't, or we can, but we shouldn't do the merger right now, because then it would be already gone, or the merger would already have happened, and we have absolutely no stocks in it. So the very first turn is I do something that basically does the least or does absolutely nothing. Because I'm just saying it like this. If I do this, I would already increase the price of Mexican without anyone profiting. So I don't want to do that. I also have to sort of think what could happen here. And there's like the cards are predefined in puzzles. So the order of the cards you get is always the same. That's maybe something you have to keep in mind. So when you sort of play a puzzle 2 or 3 or 4 times, you see, basically this tile, I get this tile in like round 4, so I maybe don't want to do this, and maybe then it's better to place something or hold a turn back. So I'm just gonna place like a block. I block this at the very edge here of the map. I think that's most likely the thing that does the least harm. And after I've placed this, I'm now gonna fully buy or put all my money into Mexican. So in the next turn, I will make 50,000 from this merger. And I can, just to test, this one would actually make me 70,000. So I'm not gonna put money into Mexican, I'm gonna put it into the bigger company. So then now end the turn, the other guy plays, as I said. Well, there's something now, since, and I think it does it, like I said, he does always the same thing. So he always plays this Mexican chip here. So maybe the other thing would have been better because it raises the stock price of Mexican, which now I haven't made any profit of it. On the other hand, Maple Leaf pays a bit higher dividends. These pay 2% dividends, while Mexican only pays 1%. So these are all things you have to think about. As you see, it's extremely strategic. So I'm gonna do this merger now. I make a little bit more money now since the other company is bigger and has another tile. So I'm doing this. Oh, and there, yeah, well, we'll see it in the next round. It's now absorbed. My money went up. I have now 185,000. What I have to think now, since I also have this dividend goal here, for now I've only made 2,000. I could potentially park for this extra turn. These ones give 5% dividends. Huh? And since these give 5% dividends, I can just do this turn and keep the stocks for this turn, get 5% dividends. And you can see now I'm already a little bit closer to my goal. And what I'm doing now is the very obvious. I'll recreate this company, because once a company is absorbed or was merged into another, it sort of just temporarily goes away, doesn't get completely evaporated or banished from the game. It just goes away for until it gets recreated. And now, since I already have these cards here where I can sort of just do another merger right away, I just invest the money in these stocks. So I buy Mexican again, I buy Maple Leaf again, and as you can see, I make this time even more money if I merge them together again. Now I have to think. I can't put all of this in Mexican because yes, there were no more stocks available this turn. What means I have a buy limit of 8,000 per turn, plus the 250 that I got when I created the company. So I have no more buy limit this turn. If I wanted to, I would need, in like other games where it's not so tightly limited, because now I only have 2 turns left, as you can see up there. So it's very, very tightly limited what I can do. But in other games, you sort of want to do this. You want to buy over multiple turns, and then like this merger would like double, triple, quadruple the money, and it would be much better than what it is now. But we have no options now, I think. And now, like, the only thing is I'm doing this again now. So merge again. And now that I have stocks of the smaller companies, I want to show one more thing. And that is this screen here, because it's very important. You can see basically your stocks are getting halved when you trade into the larger company. But obviously in most, or in hopeful the situations, the stock price of the new company is much higher than the lower company. And so we can see that we made quite a decent amount of profit. We will probably see when I play another mission where this might eventually not be the case. So since this was already the last turn, so I sort of have to make sure that the goals are now all complete. Basically, since I can't do anything, I just throw all my money in China again, because this makes me the most money with dividends, and the game would be over anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have this here yet. The update of these goals, excuse me, the update of these goals are only done at the start of my turn, and not every time a stock is bought or something like that. So it will update, but it will just update now, as you may have glanced. When you glanced at it, you probably saw it, but it does get updated, but just the next turn. And yeah, we had all three stars. We sort of have a level progress here that's showing. There's also sort of a rating system that you can continuously gain rating. That part is sort of not really, well, it sort of is into the AI and the missions, and they do count towards it, but it's mostly for like multiplayer games, which I have planned for release. And the level progress also is sort of, well, there's 200 levels, and there are sort of rewards that are in the game for when you're gaining ranks. You get customized buttons, you get currency, and these are all in-game rewards, by the way. These are not paid, like it's not really a cash shop or something. It's a bunch of profile pics that you can choose from. And what's actually probably the most cool thing, or at least personally, I think it's pretty cool, and I will add a lot more cards to it, like these card backs. Now I don't have a lot of money, so I had enough money to buy this. So I have for the next game, I will have a new card back. So I will show you in a new video. I will show you another mission, or yeah, well, maybe another mission. I will see.